See on your left, breakup traffic is going to be a Beechcraft turning downwind. Alright, so you behind. Cessna 512 Romeo, roger, good afternoon. Altimeter is 3003, runway 3, taxi via Alpha. Warbird 2, runway 3, clear for the option, winds calm.
Runway 3, clear for the option, Warbird 2.
And there you go, simple as that. Now my job is done until he takes off again. Alright guys, I guess it's a good time to go ahead and update the ATIS information. So like I said, I'm going to listen to the ATIS, I'm going to figure out which information it is, and then I'm just going to update it. Alright, so we just heard information Sierra, so I'll just say information Sierra now current altimeter 3003, so I'm going to just announce that right now. Information Sierra now current altimeter 3003. That's all there is to it. I'll go ahead and fast forward it again here until someone else joins. Warbird 2, runway 3 clear for the option, winds calm.
3 clear for the option, next departure we like left traffic, Fable.
Warbird 2, roger, no problem. Alright, so Warbird 2, all he asks is in his next departure, he would like left traffic. So what we're going to expect him to do is when he comes in, next time he's not going to be going on the right side of the runway, he's just going to do the same thing, but he's just doing it on the left side of the runway. Pretty straightforward. And it doesn't matter which side of the runway, it's still the same thing. You got your upwind, crosswind, downwind, base, final. Same concept here.
And tower, actually Warbird 2, we're going to cancel the left traffic, we're going to be full stop.
Warbird 2, roger, runway 3, clear to land, winds calm.
Clear line, runway 3, Warbird 2.
Alright, so Warbird 2, he's not doing his left traffic, he's actually coming into land. So, let's start anticipating, see what he's going to do. If he wants taxi back to the active, we'll give him a taxi back to the active via Alpha. If he wants taxi to parking, we want him to taxi, sorry about that, we want him to taxi over here on one of these parking spots. So let's look at our charts here, and we'll have a Warbird 2, he can taxi to parking via, he's actually right there, so right on Juliet, continue on Alpha and left on Delta. So we'll tell him that when he contacts it.
Warbird 2, taxi parking.
You know what, we'll taxi this via Juliet. Warbird 2, roger, taxi parking via Juliet.
Parking via Juliet, Warbird 2.
There's no point in making it more complicated on ourselves, so Juliet, he should be going straight ahead. Okay, good. He's taxiing parking via Juliet. So like I said, you know, how he knew which was Juliet is, look. See that sign? It says J, Juliet, and then if you see this, you can't see it, but he pretty much knows that that's Juliet. Alright guys, this is my plan here. I'm gonna keep the session up, I'm gonna put the recording down. And when more people start to join later, then I'll put it back up. But it looks like there's no point of keeping it up until people start joining, so we'll go ahead and do that. So hopefully later on we'll get some more traffic. Alright guys, started it back up, we're back on. Real quick, what I want to explain is if you do hear any foul language in the session, unfortunately I can't control it. I'm not gonna do a session where I know all the people inside this session. If you want to join my session, you could, and unfortunately what a lot of times you'll see is I do have to kick a lot of people. It happened last night. I did do a session last night. It was a very small session, but a lot of times I have to kick people because they are screaming on the microphone. They don't let me control. That's gonna happen no matter what. I'm just kind of warning you right now. But what I just started up again because people started joining. So let's go ahead and see what we're gonna do here. like I said, as I'm controlling, what we can start expecting right now is November 446 Lima Tango. He put an IFR flight plan in the chat box. It's right here. And what he pretty much just did in his IFR chat plan is that he's flying at 10,000 feet. I'll explain IFR plans, but not right now. It gives his call sign when he's flying at 10,000 feet and he's coming to my airport. So right now we can look that he's 49 miles away. So we can expect him as an arrival. So it's kind of the same thing as Warburg 2 we were doing in the first video. Let's zoom out and see. You can see he's barely coming in to the right side of the screen right here. I'm going to click on him, it kind of highlights. So what we're going to do is we're going to give him the approach into runway 35. I need to put on my, well, I don't right now. We're going to give him the approach to this runway with the line. So when he contacts me, we automatically are going to listen to see if he has enough information. If he doesn't, we'll give him the information and then we'll tell him we can't clear him to land because he might contact me when he's not inside the delta. So we'll just continue him on a, okay, let's talk about the traffic pattern real fast again. It's just real fast. They take on 3-5. Remember I told you there's your upwind, there's your base, there's your down, no, there's your upwind, there's your crosswind, there's your downwind, and there's your base. The base is when you're coming from here to here. If we look at him, he's in a perfect situation to enter a base. Where'd he go? I guess I gotta zoom out a little more. Here he is. So when he contacts me, I'll tell him enter a right, because remember he's on the right side of the runway. Enter right base runway 35. So I expect him to come over here and come this way to enter the base leg, because like I said, upwind, crosswind, downwind, base. Contacts me, enter a right base runway 35. And then he'll automatically enter. That's if he's VFR. The difference between VFRs, which I'm going to kind of explain here. VFR.
Target we tower Mustang Warburg 2 reposition to the west terminal.
Warburg 2, Roger. You can reposition via taxiway Alpha.
Reposition via Alpha Warburg 2.
Little ground ups here. Warburg 2, all he wants is he wants to reposition over here to this one. So I tell him to reposition via taxiway Alpha. VFR, IFR. VFR.
Honolulu Center, Lear 446 Lima Tango with you 10,000 inbound.
November 446 Lima Tango, Roger. Good afternoon. Altimeter's 3003. Contact me when you're 30 nautical miles out, please.
30 out for 6 Lima Tango. Copy.
6 Lima Tango was too far out. I'm not going to control him yet. I'll wait until he's 30 miles out. When he's 30 miles out, I'll tell him to enter the base. But let's see if I can explain the VFR and IFR. Okay, there's two different rules when flying. There's VFR rules, there's IFR rules. VFR, visual flying rules, visual flying regulations. That means that the sky is clear. That means that you can fly. You want to fly the plane yourself. You can see the ground. You can see everything. You want to fly it yourself. You don't want to be told where to go. So if someone contacts me and say they want a VFR departure straight out. Last aircraft for tower, go ahead.
This is Juliet Alpha 08 X-ray. Is that transient parking with back-to-back? Could be VFR northbound departure.
Okay, this guy asked for a VFR northbound departure. Perfect. 068 X-ray, Roger, good afternoon. Altimeter's 3003, runway 3, taxi via Alpha.
Taxi via Alpha for 06 X-ray.
Okay, so 06 X-ray wants a VFR departure to north. He wants to take off to the north, go north, and he doesn't want to be told what to do after that. So all I have to do is clear him for takeoff to the north. So I'm going to write his name down. He's a Learjet. He wants VFR to the north. So we'll just talk about VFR right now because that's what it looks like everybody's doing. Unless for 6 Lima, I'll ask him if he wants IFR, but for right now, VFR. So 06 X-ray is a Learjet. He's right here. If you notice, he did not give me the current ATIS information. So I did give him the altimeter, and then I just told him to runway 3, taxi via Alpha. Now when I clear him for takeoff, I'm just going to say 068 X-ray, winds calm, runway 3, clear for takeoff. I don't have to tell him to make right traffic.
Warburg 2 has information. Quebec ready to taxi will be northwest departure.
Warburg 2 is northwest departure. Now, here's what Warburg 2 has to follow the Learjet, because the Learjet call first, so let me just tell him. Warburg 2, Roger, good afternoon. Altimeter is 3003, runway 3, taxi via Alpha. You're following the Learjet.
Runway 3, taxi via Alpha, follow the Learjet. Warburg 2.
Warburg 2 wants northwest. I believe that's what he said. Northwest departure, and he's a P-51. And he didn't request IFR, so what he let's look at it. Northwest is this way.
Honolulu Center, Lear 46 Lima Tango is with you. 3 actually about 28 miles out now. 10,000.
46 Lima Tango, Roger. Radar contact 28 miles to the east. Altimeter is 3003. You expecting vectors in? You want to fly visually?
No, we'll take the visual in, sir. What runway expecting today?
Expect runway 35, you can enter a right base for runway 35.
35, right base, Lear 4, Lima Tango. Thanks.
Alright, so he didn't want me to give him back because he's flying to VFR, so all I had to tell him is into the right base for runway 35. Don't talk about IFR right now, everybody wants VFR. So we'll look at him. We can alert you into the right base, runway 35. He's going to turn himself. Like I said, he wants to fly it himself, so I don't have to turn him. He'll turn himself. So let's go back to Warbird 2. See, this is life of air traffic control. It's very, you got to multitask. Warbird 2, good. He's going to follow the Learjet. He's waiting for the Learjet. If he crashes into that Learjet, that's not on me because I told him to follow it. So that's him. So the Warbird 2 wants a northwest. I wrote it down. Where's it at? Warbird 2. He wants a northwest. Northwest is this way. So when he takes off, he's going to want to do a left turnout. So when I clear him for takeoff, Warbird 2, runway 3, clear for takeoff, left turnout, approve. That's it. I get to approve on which turnout. People are starting to join. Just like it's getting a little busy here. Alright, so we have Warbird. He's taxiing behind 068 X-ray, which wants a VFR to the north departure. And then we have an inbound 6 Lima Tango, which is a Lear jet. And he's landing runway 35. Alright guys, if it does get really busy, I won't be talking as much because I have to be controlling and I don't want the quality of my controlling to get in the way of talking. But you know, I'll obviously keep it up so you can kind of see how stuff's working here. I'll probably be talking to myself because I do that. And people are starting to join. Every single time someone joins, put the information in the chat box. Probably gonna get a rush of people here. And look, let's look at the Learjet. Learjet's taxiing the wrong way. You see that? Tell him the whole position, turn around. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had to. Over to you on 3, taxi via Juliet.
3 via Juliet.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had to pause it. Someone came in the room, my room, real fast. But it looks like that 6-8 X-ray left. So Warbird 2 is actually number 1. And remember, he wants a northwest departure. Okay, Warbird 2 is still in. It looks like someone else joined, but he's actually, here he is. He says squawking. I need to tell him to research transponder. He's squawking 7000. If you notice on my screen, it shows him as purple, and that means that he's IFR. Remember I told you the difference between IFR and VFR? He's not IFR. He just got in the room, so I'll tell him to reset his.
Warbird 2 is ready to go runway 3 at Juliet. It'll be northwest departure VFR.
Warbird 2, winds calm, runway 3, clear for takeoff, left turnout approved.
Left hand unapproved, clear for takeoff, runway 3, Warbird 2.
Alright, so that's it. Gave Warbird 2. Remember, runway 3, give him the runway, because we're talking about takeoff clearance. Give him a runway, clear for takeoff, give him the wind, and I told him to get his northwest departure, which is a left turnout. And 6 Lima Tango is just entering, so I can clear 6 Lima Tango in, because of, he's pretty close. He's about 8 miles out, so let me clear him in for runway 35. Actually, I'll wait until he turns in, and then I'll clear him in. So we can expect this Skyhawk, which is Cessna 51 Romeo. We'll see.
Tower 4, 6 Lima Tango on a 7 mile right base, 35.
46 Lima Tango, runway 35, clear to land, winds calm.
Clear to land 35, winds calm, 6 Lima Tango.
The reason I gave 6 Lima Tango to clearance already, he's inside.
This is Cessna 512 Romeo.
That's aircraft, go ahead. It's a Cessna, I didn't hear him.
Cessna 512 Romeo.
Cessna 512 Romeo, go ahead.
Cessna 512 Romeo requests startup taxi to runway 03 VFR to the southwest.
Okay, he wants VFR to southwest. Cessna 512 Romeo, roger, good afternoon. Altimeter is 3003, runway 3, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 3 via Alpha, 512 Romeo, thanks.
Okay, so real fast, the only reason I cleared 6 Lima Tango in is because he asked for it. He's already inside the quarter, so it's found. 512 Romeo, I taxied him to runway 3. Notice he did not give me the information, so I gave him the altimeter, and he wants a southwest departure. So if we look, when he takes off runway 3, he wants to go this way, so that's a left turnout.
512 Romeo.
512 Romeo, go ahead.
512 Romeo, could I have a run-up area?
512 Romeo, no problem. You can taxi to runway 3 via Alpha, and when you're holding short 3, you should have no traffic. You can do a run up there.
Okay, 530, thanks. 512 Romeo.
He just did a short request. Like I said, most of these people do checklists, and what he wants to do is in his checklist, he has what's called a run up. And he has to actually run up his engine and look at the oil pressures. I'm telling you, a lot of people do take this game seriously, and that's fine. That's okay, because I do too. He wants to look at his oil pressures, make sure everything's in the green.
Sorry, Warbird 2 is going to be heading to the parking stand area. Request flight following, please.
Warbird 2, Roger, Squawk 5023.
5023 on the squawk, Warbird 2.
Warbird 2, radar contact 6 miles north, altimeter's 3003.
3003 on altimeter, and we'll be heading to the parking stand area.
What happened with this guy? This guy is negative 3,700 feet. He's in the ground. I'm gonna kick him, and then he'll come back if he wants to. I feel bad for him because he taxied way over here, but